One positive to come out of the terrorist attack that September day 15 years ago was the coming together of all Americans to grieve, to honor those lost, and to unify as one nation. What happened to that spirit of unity? We went to the voters in the 13 states that are a part of our Battleground Tracker and found that more than half, 52%, said that spirit has vanished. 32% say the post 9/11 spirit is still a little bit there, and only 9% say that spirit is very much there. As to the war on terror that began 15 years ago, Americans are not optimistic. Only 15% feel America is winning, with close to 75% saying America is either losing or in a stalemate. CBS News Director of Elections Anthony Salvanto joins us now. Anthony, I want to talk about the voters in these 13 battleground states and how they see the candidates. But before we do that, how do voters see this question of terrorism differently?
Now, 15 years on, everybody agrees it's still a threat. The differences are, how do you approach fighting it? And where you see big splits are, is it all just a military approach? And it's not, although most Americans say that's at least part of it. But others are saying it's got to be a combination of things like promoting human rights, promoting tolerance. What you don't see much of is any appetite for what you might read as nation building, that is promoting democracy, promoting economic systems around the world. And I think that's part of the lingering effect of, a little bit of wariness after 2 long wars that the public has definitely said, but also a resignation that the fight has to continue. And big differences between Trump voters, who definitely favor that more military approach, as well as stronger restrictions on immigration here at home, and Clinton voters, who say that should be a part, but just a part, but much more emphasis on those promoting global tolerance, promoting human rights around the world.
And diplomacy. Let's look now at the 2 specific candidates. How do voters see them on this question of commander-in-chief?
Well, up until now, Donald Trump has been lagging Hillary Clinton on this idea of being prepared to be commander-in-chief. In fact, that's what we've seen over the weeks as sort of weighed down many of his poll numbers. But we wanted to know what goes into being prepared and ask voters about that. So one of those things you've seen over and over is knowledge, right? Do you need to know a lot to be prepared? And what we find is it's not always that voters think that a candidate has to have a lot of knowledge, because what some voters, in particular Trump voters, are saying is they want a president who goes for the big picture, the big ideas, sets a large course and values, and then the details, they say, will take care of themselves. So it's not always just judging on total volume of details and knowledge. Clinton voters, by contrast, are looking for a president who starts with specifics, who starts with fine details, they say, and then they think the big picture will take care of itself.
So as we head to these debates and see the 2 candidates side to side, the voters are going to be looking for different things. What about on the Donald Trump thing? If he doesn't have all the details that Hillary Clinton has, what do they think about his ability to kind of learn on the job, have advisors tell him what to do?
You fill in the gaps with advisors. That's how they see it. Now, both are seen as potentially going to listen to advisors and experts. Trump voters think that he will, although there is a core of them, a smaller core, about a quarter, who say that they want a president who listens to his own instincts, because experts are often wrong. And you see some of that cynicism out there still about what experts really actually, know.
Bottom line question, who do voters feel more safe with, and who do they think can handle a crisis?
Right now, a majority, neither. Neither candidate has convinced the majority of voters that they can handle a crisis well and that they can make those voters feel safe. And I think what this tells you is that although the candidates have been going back and forth on qualifications or trying to disqualify the other and their own attributes, neither one of them has yet connected back home for voters to what it matters to them, to the voters. Yes, there may be knowledge. Yes, there may be big ideas. But how does that make you, the voter, feel safe? That connection, not there yet.
Still battling that out. Finally, quickly, Anthony, where does the actual race stand in terms of the state and the polls?
A little bit of tightening in Florida. So now Clinton is only up by 2 points. That's down from 5. Ohio stays about where it was, and just a little bit of tightening across all the battleground states. I do not expect all the polls to move that quickly here. We should just take a look at the big picture, which is a fairly tight race in which Clinton still has Electoral College edge.
Okay, Hillary Clinton up by 7 in Ohio. We'll be back in 1 minute with the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Devin Nunes. Stay with us.